We would love to not have to be having this conversation anymore. We just love the world to be somewhere where you can be differently abled, nobody remarks upon it in the show. You can be whatever sexuality, whatever class.
Yeah. Just being in a room with 3 other Asian women, I felt like I didn't have to represent. I could just be myself and focus on the character and focus on the work, focusing on the work.
Bridgerton's a game changer, no doubt at all.
Dearest gentle reader, the wait is over. Bridgerton is back for season 4, and it's serving enough steaminess, scandal, and beautiful gowns to cure this author's seasonal depression.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Season 4 is all about the Bohemian second Bridgerton son, Benedict. Despite his older and younger brothers both being happily married, Benedict refuses to settle down. But all that changes when he's captivated by a mysterious lady in silver. Or mysterious in the sense that she's wearing a mask that covers like 12% of her face.
He wants to find the lady in the silver gown, and she's not real.
I caught up with a few familiar faces from the cast to talk about what we can expect this season.
Queen Charlotte and Lady Danbury are the beating heart of this show. I mean, we've watched their friendship evolve now over 5 seasons.
Thank you.
And you know, all the history and all the baggage that comes with that. So what can you tease for fans? What can we expect from them both this season, and how might their relationship evolve?
If you shift the order and you start with Queen Charlotte, then you've watched them from, you know, teens and 20s right up till
1, 2,
now.
3, 4, yeah.
And you know, as with any life, we all shift and change. But you know, those long friendships that you have, there's something really magical about that, and there's something really precious about that someone sees you and they see you at all those ages and stages. But for us, it's glorious because we get to play deep emotion, and we get to sort of talk to the audience about how do you sustain your beloved friendships.
Whatever amuses Her Majesty most. Rope dancer then.
On and off set, on and off screen, there's a real deep respect there for each other's work and for each other's opinion and for each other's love of play. I always love the days that we work together because I know it's going to be dynamic, I know it's going to be testy, I know it's going to be, you know, full of joy, full of inquisitiveness for the human nature.
I should like great gossip. The social season might look a little different this.
No. You must begin the proper way.
Dearest gentle reader.
Joining in season 4 is Katie Leung, who gave me the lowdown on stepping into the ton for the first time.
She is not your kind of average lady in the ton. You know, she's quite ruthless and she gets things done. But that doesn't come from a place of choice.
Well, and I think Sophie really poses a threat to her position as well.
Absolutely. It goes to show the kind of difficult positions that women are in, especially someone like her who's a single mother with 2 daughters. You know, she doesn't have sons, and that's kind of shameful in itself. There's no one to manage the household. So for her, it's like, you know, the stakes are high. She needs to get her daughters married off for the sake of their future, her own future.
One is not meant to make excuses. When one makes an error, one is meant to apologise.
It was just really wonderful to be a part of it from the get-go, you know, and they really looked after us. I didn't really have the capacity to kind of overthink it in the same way that, like, I did once upon a time when I was joining Harry Potter, you know, being 16 and being like, whoa, what's going on? But, you know, it was still obviously quite overwhelming knowing that it's established and there's a bit of pressure there going, am I going to make or break it?
And I suppose your character is sort of slightly separate, at least in the first 4 episodes, is she's slightly separate from the rest of them.
Yeah, no, I think like throughout actually, without giving anything away. So I didn't really get to see the Bridgerton family so much. But when we did, it was really nice. It was, you know, for one of the ball scenes perhaps, when we all kind of were dressed in costume and like sitting just waiting to go on set, and that's when we would kind of get to know each other.
There are rumours of rakish behaviour, but everyone knows reformed rakes make the best husbands.
From day one, the show wasn't just about romance. It reimagined who gets to be at the centre of a period drama. That legacy starts with Shondaland itself, founded in 2005 by producers Shonda Rhimes and Betsy Beers. Frustrated by stories that didn't reflect the world as it actually looks, they wanted to make shows where messy, powerful women led the narrative. It's a philosophy that gave us Grey's Anatomy, and eventually found its way to Bridgerton, Shondaland's first project under its landmark Netflix deal back in 2017.
A huge part of the success of Bridgerton is seeing women, and especially women of colour, in these incredibly powerful roles, and they're these like very formidable characters. What did it feel like for you sort of stepping into that? And do you think these sorts of character portrayals have sparked any shift in the industry?
Bridgerton's a game changer, no doubt at all. In the industry, in terms of narrative, it's a game changer because it's said we can do all this, and everybody come on in. You know, you can watch this show and think about the diversity, or you can watch the show and go, will they, won't they? You can watch the show and go, that's a nice frock. Oh, I love that stately home. Those gardens are marvellous. You can do it on any level that you choose, but everything is available. And I think we would love to not have to be having this conversation anymore. We just love the world to be somewhere where, you can be differently abled and nobody remarks upon it in the show. You could, you can be whatever sexuality, whatever class, and, all of that. Because have all the stories, because we're all human and we like to see ourselves in stories. And that's what we do on screen, and that's what we do behind the camera as well. There's a whole range of, people who are just skillful at what they do.
And to the point where you don't have to ask that question.
Just being in a room with 3 other Asian women, I felt like I didn't have to represent. I could just be myself.
And focus on the character.
And focus on the character and focus on the work, focusing on the work. It's the idea that we can have more than one Asian person in one scene at any one time. Bridgerton's a shining example of where we need to be.
Shonda Rhimes became the first major TV producer to sign exclusively with a streaming platform. Now, this was a game-changing move, and that partnership's only grown since then, ballooning in 2021 into a deal worth more than $450 million, and frankly, worth every penny. Bridgerton is one of Netflix's most watched shows ever, with season 3 clocking up more than 45 million views in the first 4 days of its release. Shonda Rhimes is a master at what she does, producing Moorish and unpretentious crowd pleasers that are unapologetically entertaining. And a huge part of the appeal is the sheer spectacle of the show. You can argue in the comments about what your favourite Bridgerton look is. For me, it's got to be whatever this motorised swan diorama was.
You needed to glide like a swan.
But whatever your pick, the costumes this season are on another level. The glamour, the detail, the drama. So naturally, I had to ask the cast what it's actually like stepping into those costumes every day.
You two are just in general my style icons.
If you see us first thing in the
I
morning.
know. The first interaction is I come up into the makeup show, like I see Adj there, and it's, all right, Adj. All right, G. Yeah. And we grunt at each other, basically.
Yeah.
That's true friendship, though.
It is true friendship.
That is true
Exactly.
friendship.
Yeah,
when you don't have to speak,
no bells
you can,
and whistles
no,
required.
As the minutes go by, you
start to thaw
you
out.
start to, yeah.
I want gossip.
Season 4 of Bridgerton is dropping on Netflix in 2 parts. The first 4 episodes on the 29th of January and the second half on the 26th of February. This author is fully unqualified to recreate any of these Regency era looks, so any makeup tutorials in the comments would be greatly appreciated.